Welcome to another edition of the Flex Rental Solutions how-to videos. Today we're going to be going over some permissions related to the account manager, or what we call the responsible person. I'm going to log in as my user C. Stein into our test system, and we're going to look at C. Stein's permissions and then some permissions relating to being able to open or edit quotes based on if you are the account manager or what we call the responsible person. So the problem that we were asked to solve by a specific customer was we have different account managers in our system, and we don't want other account managers to either be able to open up those quotes or be able to modify those quotes but be able to view them. But we need certain people in this system to be able to open up anybody's quotes as maybe the sales manager. So the way we're going to demonstrate this is under System Settings, Users. I'm going to open up this Chris Stein, and this is done just through group membership. Chris Stein with the user ID C. Stein belongs to the administrator group. The second user that we're going to look into is this user that I created called User 1, who is a sales rep, belongs to the sales rep group. And the configuration of how this is implemented would be in the security tab for each element that we want to configure it for. So if we go to Projects, Project Elements, we're going to be working on our quote element, and we're going to the Security tab. So here under Security are a bunch of different overall arching security settings. If any of these are not checked, then everyone is granted permission. If one of these gets checked, then that becomes the isolated selected group that can view that group, as an example. So with nothing checked, everyone has permission. With one or more things checked, only the checked groups will be able to have that security permission. So we've added some new ones down here, and it's called Not Responsible Person View and Edit Group. And what we mean by not responsible is under the contact association, we have a contact that we can associate with an element that we call the responsible person. We've enabled that. We call that the account manager. And we've said we can inherit that if there is an event folder and that has a responsible person, that will automatically fill that account manager in. We can override it on top of that. And if we start a new quote from scratch, it would automatically use whoever is logged in as the user default as the responsible person. So that's basically our account manager. So if we go back to the Security tab here, we've said, do we want anyone to be able to view a quote if they are not the responsible person or the account manager? So with it unchecked, everyone could open up everyone else's quotes, as an example. With this administrator selected, now if you are not the account manager and if you are not an administrator, you would not be able to view a quote. If you are the account manager but not the administrator, you would still have that permission. So we can set whether they want to be able to open a quote. So you could say sales reps can open a quote, but only administrators can edit a quote if they're not an account manager for that job. So it depends on how you want to use that, but those are the two main functionalities that you'll be looking into. So as an example, if I open up a quote here, I can open up I belong to the administrator group. I can open up any quote, whether it's I'm the account manager or not, I can edit that same quote. So no restrictions to me based on the quotes, whether I'm the account manager or not. Now, if I log out and log back in as user 1, on the calendar I can see the jobs, but if I try to open it, it will check my permissions based on, am I the account manager? Do I belong to a group that can view it? So the account manager is Chris Stein. I am logged in as user 1, and user 1 is not an administrator. So when I go to open up this quote, it'll give me a little error there that says you don't have specific rights for this action. If you feel that these rights are incorrect, please log back in or consult with your system administrator. The second thing that we do is also we notify the user what specific permission they lack in case they or issue that they're having, so that they can go to the system administrator and say, hey, can you look at this and tell me why I can't open this up, and maybe they're in the wrong group or something. But this says you are not the responsible person assigned to this element and do not have permission to open this test 01234. So that is the ability that we have for certain companies who are looking to isolate jobs specifically to their own account managers and not share information, or assign it to an account manager and only they have permission to edit it unless it is a person with more administrative or managerial permissions. If you have any questions regarding this functionality or any others, please contact support@flexrentalsolutions.com.